然后你这个又要点下面那个红的地方，你就会跳出来啊。要点那个红的 icon。
Morning.
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 Hi, class.
Good morning.
Morning. Today we got a cloudy day. It's very uncommon in California, and but the temperature is still high. And one of my orchids are blooming last week. This is because we have this is called the Chinese orchids, right? With slender leaves and the flower. Look at this, and I send you the picture for the whole thing. The proportion of the flower is very small and very fragrant. And we have hundreds, even the thousands of the category of the different, this orchid. And this kind of a category of the summer orchids. So it's bloom in the, we have a 3-number temperature. It's blooming. And I'd like to show the, yeah, because we are going to do some things. This is the 4 gentlemen's subject matter. I put some of the sea moss to keep the moisture on that. And normally, I actually this kind of the, with some the holes to breathe. I let you see the real the real roots. I mean the growth here, and you can see a couple of a few different growth here, and some new growth are the leaves more straight. See, some shorter, right? Some shorter, and some are longer. So different generation, see different growth here, but underneath they share the same roots, like a bridge there. So like each year growth, 2 to 3 growths, new growth, and like 1 growth die older generation. So for the whole thing, for the whole plants, can alive for decades, not annual. So you can see the leaves, the real leaves, and the stalk, the flower stalk. I try to bring it to the camera closer. How do I do that? See the flower stalk is individually from yeah. Okay, I understand. Where's this camera? So it's individually from the earth. See it individually from that. So not from the leaf center thing, from here or from any the growth root. See that? It's individually from the earth. And this kind of orchids, the height of the flower stalk about the half size high. And what else I can introduce? And the flower, you have the zoom in picture, right? We call this is 素心蓝, the with just the no colorful, not colorful, kind of the greenish yellow kind of with the 素心 means kind of a plain. So it's very good for ink painting, and this is the tradition. We always use the calligraphy stroke to do the ink painting for the orchids. This is one of the 4 gentlemen's subject matter in the Chinese painting. See the stalk and the little stem and the flower. And the flower. So put it back. And today we are going to, one thing I want to show. The leaves, even very slender, right? But the leaves actually very, very tough for each leaves, every single leaves. If it's healthy, it can be live for like the whole year. Yes, whole year, never change. So it's grew very, very slow and very tough. In the early winter, some category opened. The flower size about here. The spring orchids about here. But this summer one taller, grows about the half size, almost. Reach the curve thing opened here for the leaf. And for whole, we say for the whole grow, for whole plants lives decades. And some people say how tough the orchid lives. It's more like I can show you. Some people. Where's the camera? Here. And where is my here? So here is my tofu. And I can use the leaf to cut my tofu. See that? See that? Okay, because it's remote, I want you to understand how tough the leaves. And then I really want to say is that's why when we do the stroke, need be kind of the powerful, and we use stiff hair bristle one to do the leaves. That's the point. Okay, I put it the back, the sea mouse to keep the moisture. And I put it here. Okay, first, let's do the character for an orchid. As you see the handout. Okay, now change it to my desk. It's frozen. Henry, how come? Seems for me.
Frozen 是什么意思？
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Not connected or what?
Just restart this.
Yeah. Okay. You see my desk right now. Okay. Do the character first, and then we do.
That's what people see. The CBS is what people see.
Small desk, too many things. Cannot open this lid, the old ink. It's okay.
This.
Yeah, because you put my last time in wash.
Right.
And I thought it's washed. Understand me? Okay, the standard first. You can recognize what's on the any elements there we learned already for this character. What's the element we learned? Is there any?
The grass.
The grass top, right? Absolutely. See, we always get chance to practice it and use for other characters and absolute discipline. Anything else, actually?
Open.
Gates.
Open.
Yeah, the gate thing we learned at the open, right? The open.
Open.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's do it. Okay, my desk, huh? Grass top first. It's two cross, but write in calligraphy strokes. Grass top, and then the door thing. Yeah, you have to look at keep one eye, like look at the whole thing for the whole composition thing. Seems the space in the center I left a little bit too small. And underneath there is some things, the box. And the two dots here.
Right underneath.
Hello. Ah, my brush got split brush. Actually, this kind of the hook thing here. Two dots at the end. The got split brush and actually, so the stroke not perfect, but the whole structure not that bad. Actually, this top thing, this space kind of too spacey, and then need to go up more upper. So the whole characters is together. But yes, you can do more of that. Just practice. And for the character, sometimes it's hard to say which one is good. So I checked some, and sometimes this character, this part good, but that part a little bit, imperfect. Yeah, that's about the standard style for the orchids with the door. And this is actually wild orchids, like the natural atmosphere, and it's in the mountain area. And also you can put it in indoor to, on the top of your desk or some the flower rack. So door thing and the indoor try to help you to remember this, and the grass top, of course. So let's do this standard. Let's do the walking style. So the walking style, you can tell because we learned the grass top walking style, and the door things we just learned in the character of the open, right? So only the center thing, 2 dots in the really very, very center thing, 2 dots become kind of the one stroke of the horizontal. So let's do vertical, I mean the grass top, like the 2 dots and connect with the horizontal one, and then door thing. 1, 2, and this stroke. And the center thing, horizontal still, and the box, and the 2 dots become one horizontal, vertical still vertical, and the 2 dots connected, but still 2 dots, you press like twice, right? Yeah, something like that. Something like that. And this stroke is too tended to rightwards, right? A little bit of fit like this will be better. Whispers. Yeah, something like that. That's the walking style. So some strokes changed. I mean, mostly actually just connected, and with some certain form for that, right? The door things we just learned the same, keep the same. There is some rules about the door things, how to simplify it, and also the grass top, radical of grass top, how to do that. Okay, then let's look at the cursive style. Cursive style is really cursive, but I think it's beautiful when you write. I like it because it's for plants, and kind of natural curvy thing shows like give you a chance to do beautiful, and it shows like the leaves of the orchids. So you can tell very top is the grass top, right? And then the big things become the door things stroke, you know. Like where we learned that, oh, okay, it's opens, like opens like for door things, right? We had whole thing, I mean, indicate the door strokes or door image for that. Okay, let's write it. Okay, down, 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 and the door things just become like that. That's it. And inside things. Okay, that's yeah, because here should actually more connected. The whole, yeah, see the grass top is still grass top, right? Grass top like that. And the whole door thing, this is grass top, right? The whole door thing, you know, like that. This kind of things, whole things become just, you know, these kind of things, but shows the calligraphy stroke to press and then go, and this part a little bit more. So whole door things become like this kind of stroke. That's enough. And the all center thing become
Oh, it's pretty. It's pretty.
like that. And all connected. So it's easier, no door thing. I just cannot write. It's very hard to write the door thing standard, you know, very beautiful, very beautiful. And, you know, I always say, if only the vertical thing and the horizontal thing, you try to balance it, to look, it's, you know, straightforward, but it's not a ruler judge the very straightforward. It's not beautiful, and it's hard to, you know, do some balancing things on that. You can do even longer, you know, for this. Yeah, something like that. Okay, let's move to our second character, but this class not a character. We just do some strokes in the very simple orchids plants, orchids leaves and flowers. You look at the handout, right? And for the, I think many of you, at least I know Susan practiced the orchids for quite long, but we still from very, I copied from the very basic one, the Mustard Seeds Garden Manual one. I copied some pages. Actually, we have that in electronic version in our website. You can look at that, or you have the book, you can copy that. That's just for ink work. That's why I choose first in my class, and see how let's just extend the calligraphy stroke a little bit and then become, you know, painting. And this is very good exercise, very good for the basic exercise. You see a hard bristle want to do leaves. The leaves just a different direction for, we have the stroke for the slant, right? Get out that the nail head thing for the starting. Just, you know, like get ready for the in the air, and then touch, but too long one. See if you can do that. Touch and go. Press, lift, press, lift, press, lift. Yeah, go longer. Touch it, and then go. Lift, press, lift, press, lift. Okay, did you hear what I said? Press and lift, press and lift. It's one stroke, but try to do this. This is very important because in the real plants, as we just look at, for some like the side view, like in the wind, or in the natural thing with other grass or other like a branch of the shrub or some trees, it twists a little bit. This is not really the twist brush, twist stroke yet, twist leaf yet, but you want to see some different width for more natural. So try to do the long one and try to press twice, you know, first gradually press and lift, press and lift, press and lift. Try to press 3 times. Try to press 3 times to do the single one. Yeah. Okay, that's the one stroke. We try to do the minimum one. That's actually some hard, some kind of hard. Don't do that very like other grass. How to distinguish? So first we say open the sky, whatever it go. Okay, open the sky. The first leaf, first stroke. And the second one, to cross it, we call make the phoenix eye. For example, okay, there is kind of a phoenix eye, right? Phoenix eye. That's the second stroke. And the third stroke, remember the saying, to break this eye space thing, which means, I mean, normally, if only 3, to other direction, press, lift, press, lift, press, lift. Other direction to break this, cross this space. Press, lift, press, lift, press. Press, lift, press, lift, press, lift. That's the orchid leaves. If minimum 3 in a group, and remember the order. Of course, later you can do different order, but I think this order is very easy to remember it. And first, you know, open the sky, whatever you go, right? And the second and the third one, you need to follow the rule to make the hole, to cross it, you know. And if you did it correct, or with kind of experience, 3 will be enough. Do you think this is enough? This is orchid leaves looking already. Okay, and sometimes actually the techniques is you look at the whole piece of the paper, because we do not really do the background for the calligraphy painting. This background, you look at the we are doing the positive thing, right? You kind of look at the whole space of the negative place. See if you divide it beautifully for those 3 strokes. Yeah, you know, kind of a balanced thing. Okay, and then if you want 5 stroke, 4, 3 in a group, or 5, right? If you want to in 5 strokes, so other 2 just you know, help. You can do small thing. You know, sometimes the old stock count. You know, other just the app. To help. That's enough. And you know, remember and at handout there are some things cannot understand the Chinese, but this is also most Chinese people use that just as a menu of the image, do not really look at the characters. So this shape is called this one too flat, like a knife cut. Not very beautiful, because you're not supposed to do the same point But if without a rock, this can be with rock or with the flower pot or some things, you know, with rock or some things. But if not with rock, if just bare things of that, need like looks like the fish head, like the fish head, you know, the shape. So thinking of in your mind, underneath of the earth, they share the same root. But above that, do not put that in the same point. Okay. Now let's do the flower petal. Flower petal. You look at the. Let me show you the real flower again. For the flower petal, actually totally 5. You see the handout probably more clear. The camera probably not very, very clear. But 3 of the petals like out layer and 2 petals more centered and kind of a different direction. You see the picture, zoom in the picture, even more clear. So 3 outside, not like the plum blossom. Plum blossom 5, like the whole thing like that, right? Okay. See my desk, yeah, 5 petals like that. And this orchid, the outside 3 and the center 2, other 2, like 2 arms forward, like an embracing thing. We call that embracing petal. In Chinese people, some people, you know, say orchids. Can you see my hand? Orchids like that. So out 3 and 2 like that. So you do the side view is like that. Okay, like that. And some people do like a picking opera. They say orchid fingers. You know, when they sing the thing, they do that. They do that. However, there's different perspective to see 3 out and 2 like forward. However, if you can do some things, you know, play with your, you know, fingers, and you look at that, and that's the orchid. You know, the picking opera, when the player do that, and they are poster also like, you know, men, gentlemen, and the ladies, they do that. This call orchid's fingers gesture. They call that. You know, like that. That's why. So you see the picture more clear, not the real things in the camera a little bit too small. That's why. So 3 out and 2 center. Okay. Okay, back to our paper. Totally 5. But if really the facing 5 1, facing 1 5 1, also I mean all of them are calligraphy stroke like the leaves but shorter. Okay, if the facing you like to 1 on the top and you know 2 like a shoulder one like that, right? And if facing to you, the other two, I mean the center one, you know, should like that, kind of that, because you can see, you know, if facing to you, you cannot see the whole length of that. Understand that? Okay, that's not beautiful at all. So normally people do a little bit side view, but in your mind, 2 of them a little bit, you know, shorter, or like not in the same I mean the same thing, I mean the same length. You know, you do a little bit different, yeah. And the out one, you try to decide the direction. You know, something like that. You can do different direction and different widths. You normally, because you know, indicated we don't call it perspective, but you know, that's the very basic thing. And the trick is what I do and some artists talk about is the trick whole 5, right? Because you do 3 in a group is very, very easy. You know, so you do 3, so two of them indicated the embracing petals, right? And in different length, you know, a different length and different widths. I didn't do very good. And the third one, a little bit across, indicated outer one of the outer one, right? Those 3, like a little bit across, a little bit across, a little bit, you know, different length, and put the 4th one and the 5th one to determine the direction, the whole flower direction. So 1, 2, 3, and then yeah, to different direction. And for the painting, like we do the cursive style thing, sometimes you can do some connection and not the standard style. You know, you do like a 1, 2, 3. You know, like that. Ah, it's beautiful, natural thing. One, two, three. And you leave some space, not from the same point, not gathered to the same point. Leave a little bit, you know, space, because later we dotted the center. So, however, the center, there is a center thing called the tongue. There is a kind of the petal thing, not the petal, the thing. Some category are long and some with some pattern there, and some just very plain one, like this one. However, in the ink painting, xie, Chinese painting for calligraphy stroke, we just dotted, simply dotted, but not to paint it. But how to dot it? You look at the handout, right? 3 dots, and the very calligraphy management for that. Look at that. Center one first for the 3 one. Okay, 1, then connect shows the tendency. The 2, connect shows the tendency. 3, yeah, just do that. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. However, some people do like this as well. But connect them and with the calligraphy stroke, which means do not worry about the hard edge, not very clear. Show tendons, show the connection of the tendons. Okay. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Yeah. 1, 2, or 3 shows that. Or if you want to do the 4, let's do like 2 pairs of that. Look at that. Those 2 talk together, 2 like that, right? Talking together shows the tendency. And then this way, different way, those 2 talk together. Do that. Don't do on the one line 4 of them. So that's look more vivid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like that. Okay, let me dot on the my flower petal. I did already. Okay, look at this. Just do not think where is it. Just put this in the group for the wholeness. Okay, and I will do like this pretty big area. I want to do like the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, something like that. And this I do 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the flower stalk, that's not very important. Just something like the very, and there is some you can do some very small like the shell thing. Very suggestive, do things. Or some even they don't do that. Okay, actually the real thing on the Mustard Seed Garden menu, they do everything like the absolute ink. Actually, the real thing we try to do is painting. That's the basic training, right? Try to do light ink on the flower petal, and the most dark thing for dots, dot the polling the center. Okay, then I think it's time for me to do the whole thing on the paper and together with the characters we learned for the orchid. Okay, let's try to use the correct, actually, I don't mind to use this. Some leaves are very, some category of the orchids leaves more thinner, and some with the different widths changed. And this one pretty straight, and in the middle of the size of the width. Okay, let's see what I can do. Press leaf, press leaf, press leaf for the stroke. The dark ink do that. And the second stroke, what I want, okay. Phoenix eye, press, lift, press, lift, press, lift, press, lift. Like that. And the third one to break it. And do I want to do the, yeah, okay. That's about. And then I do my flower. So flower is lighter, and I use the soft bristle one to do, and try to do the light ink. Light ink kind of hard to make it. And some people, if you do the large painting, you use a lot. Actually, I use just the how to say, in my I wash the brush and just use this water. And the technique is, you know, one of my, it's very dark. One of my ink, okay, you can see. One of my ink stone, I put some, you know, we have ink cake and lots of the second quality with third quality one with a lot of broken chips of the ink there. And here I just put some water. Use water drop, put some water, and I with the lid, every time I didn't wash it, and this is kind of the old one, always with some light ink. And you try it, see if light, yeah, it's very light. You use paper to test it, see if light enough for doing that. Okay, it's light enough, but after the whole bunch of the light ink, I want to do a little bit, just on the very dark and solid ink. I touch a little bit on the tip, which makes that not boring. One, two, three, four, five. And now it's totally opened. The picture I took, there is a bud, and for the bud, just like two of them. I mean, two strokes there, or you want to do the third, a little bit across it, two of them. And actually, I had the one is not dying on the picture, but it's just a natural, I don't know, it's facing down, but it's very beautiful, like a concave shape of the leaf movement tendency there. So I will do that here. So some centered thing, and then kind of this thing. Like that. And then I just very suggestive to do the stalk. And then I say use the hard brush, the darkest ink, and you can use the small brush for dot. I just use big brush, it doesn't matter. Need really dark. This the darkest place in the flower. Because for the ink painting, if only ink, we say ink can divide it into 5 colors, right? Okay, now dot it. Not until the totally dry. A little bit of natural smelling will be perfect. And try to save some space there. So some place shows very clear. So I would 1, 2, 3. And this the bubble one doesn't show the center thing. And this just dot it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or if you like, actually cannot really see very clear. There is the old stalk here. There's old stalk here, like in the two inches of that 2 inches of that old stalk there. Because when we cut it once a year, the flower comes for the last flower. When we cut it, it not here. We cut it here to leave some stalks here, old stalk, until the nutrition bag totally dry. And also, if you cut with the wounded part too low, it will destroy the flower and get very easy to get rotten. That's the point. So always some artists, they just paint in the stalk here, but remember this is the stalk, kind of a very stiff, or some very dry, like leaves, root, something like that, root part, stalk part, some stalk. Okay, and also this kind of a crossing are counts, right? Are counts. So now I write the characters, orchids here. That's it. So they are all on calligraphy strokes, and is Chinese painting, and basic 4 gentlemen's, one of them orchids, and this is a summer orchids. I showed you very tough. In a tough season, it's blooming, and also in winter, blooming, and it will alive for decades. And in the mountain area, not and lots of Chinese, like literary Chinese, respect it. See, put lots of things, symbolic things on it. Oh, it's not just, it's in the mountain area. No matter people see it or not, it just bloom, and it's very fragrant, not for flattering people. It's just, kind of cultivate themselves and just bloom it, and not for please people. So show lots of respect to the orchids and just do it. Mostly for the ink painting, Chinese painting for orchids, concentrate on the leaves, the quality of the line quality. So it's very good for our calligraphy class, and you learn the calligraphy and then learn this. It will help a lot. And the flower is small. In China, we call it other name. We call it xiangzu, which means fragrant ancestor. So the most fragrant actually is more pleasant to people, to fulfilling that. And the proportion is very small even, and some even not very colorful, but just these the characters to let lots of people, especially the knowledge people or intellectual people, they respect it, because not peony, very colorful, very beautiful, big flower. In Chinese, we compare with the peony, the orchids, because the peony is for like a business people like. So very beautiful, and in the Chinese restaurant, they put lots of the peony, whole bunch of color, and the big frame there. It's beautiful. But I just want to explain why literary like the intellectual like the orchids. So put lots of things there, shows respect. And the flower is not the most important thing. So try to do the leaves, more concentrated on the leaves. And then later, I didn't get the seal, name seal, and I think I want to put here. And I think I saw that on the discussion, Emily and the Kathy, when you put on the seal to press it. One trick, I think it's hard to use my language. My English is too limited to say my experience, but I want to show you. Yeah. When you put the name seal, right? You want some things. It's kind a little bit soft surface, but very supportive. Which means not too soft or not too hard. You can put a piece of magazine, or like the rubber, very hard, the rubber pad underneath. This felt with this thickness and with the hard wood table will be just perfect. And okay, when you put the seal, you touch it very stable. Touch it first, and then press it very hard. But remember, do not move. Do not move. And you try to do. I will do some for Shui. I want to do some. Over movement. You try to feel 4 corners if it is red, if it is square. To feel 4 edges like that. I do 2 over, but try kind of thinking of 2 edges. If it's touched 4 corners, if I touched it, do not really move, leave other corner. Do not do that, but thinking of it and feel touched evenly. Okay, believe me, sometimes your desk is not leveled. When you do that. And when I was little in the post office, they do the chop, right? They just do very quick. Oh, they do. But that will part of them. Missed, right? Sometimes a little bit of color missed. They don't care. That commercial thing. If you want to do the perfect, when you do the movement of this, do not very quick to leave. Your movement is not very even. Trust me, not even at all. You do not do and then leave. Look at the the very straight. Put it first and keep the shape. Do not move. Press it very hard while meanwhile to feel 4 edges, 4 corners, to feel it. I want to show you where my put power. I do that. You do not really do that. You do a little bit. Feel each edge. Make sure. And when you lift it, press the paper. This other hand, and then gently lift it. Because sometimes when you do that, if you do not press it, it's you pulled sometimes. So yeah, some practice of that. Any question for today's class?
No, my suggestion is they buy from Henry those rubber things. Henry sells them and they really do work.
Oh yeah, I think work.
They do work. I have one and I won't do anything without it.
If you think that works, probably because we bought that at a professional store to do that. They suggest that because very firm and some softness for the natural thing, but need to very firm. not too soft. But I do magazine works very well as well. Yeah. When I was little, there is I don't know. My mom didn't find the professional some rubber thing for me. Use magazine, but probably not the cover. Cover sometimes not very kind of slippery. You understand me? Kind of slippery. The cover, magazine cover, and then open it and the center leaves. I mean, with the thickness of the magazine or any no use catalogs, the magazine thickness will be perfect. Open it. Do not want the cover of the too slippery thing. And put I put seal here and sign my name here. It will be whole like balanced, right?
So,
Okay.
Victoria,
Yes.
what is the? I have one of those plastic things that I got from Henry. What's the rubber thing that?
Oh, the plastic things, I think it's for the has some ruler, right? Ruler.
Yes,
to put it. The rubber thing is oh, Susan, you got that kind of thing.
This.
This is yourself,
Yep.
right? Okay. You put it underneath for supporting, because sometimes the correct correct thickness and the correct I mean the hardness, not too soft. But try the magazine without the cover, see if it works. Yeah, that's the thing. Yesterday I for preparing my class and try the paper yesterday, and so whatever. I want to see what do you have now? Could you please raise it and show beautiful. Emily, Susan, beautiful. Charlie, beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, you got lots of flowers, Charlie. Better than my growth. Hold it. Kathy, do you have yours or even practice?
Well, yes, I have a bunch of stuff on there, and I've been doing it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love you guys. Oh, very good, Susan. Yeah. Then put characters on that. And what about this time your homework? If you want to try, please show me. And I want the like this very simple thing, because every time it's different. And you can do different direction, even for the leaves, flower, for the and then one thing so interesting, the first piece, even we say the open sky, right? The Taoist says the the first one, open sky, right? And the second one followed, and the third one, and the later, whatever, doesn't matter, followed, right? The first one, some artists, I make a joke, say this piece of the painting, I mean, what's the price? How much for that? Normally, first stroke, first leaves determined. You choose.
Victoria?
Yeah.
Are you going to continue?
Yes. Yes.
Because this is the last one, isn't it, from this series?
Yes. Next section, I will ask Henry to prepare the links there, and for later one. Okay, then we finished. Okay, the first you choose you design the direction, and choose the first one you like normally to do the first leaves, and then followed. Because sometimes if you doesn't think your energy or things perfect, you do the first not very good, and you just cannot follow. If you are very experienced, of course, later you still can do some things to add, right? To change the whole thing. But yeah, try do something simple things. I do not want whole colorful things for many strokes. Try to do 3 to 5. Okay, and the simple flowers, only ink in my class. Later, when I got colorful flower, I can do a little bit, the Chinese style, still calligraphy style painting of that. I have lots of orchids to bloom. I addicted to this plant. So I wish I like to draw it when it's bloom. And if you guys like this, I will bring it to the class, and later when the blooming in the winter or autumn, spring, and to do together with me to schedule it or something. A very last minute, I just want very quick show you. This is the famous, I got this book, lots of the elite things painting of the orchids. It's mostly just ink work, because it's a four gentlemen thing. I mean, four gentlemen, one of the gentlemen thing, and a very basic thing. Look at this kind of things. And remember, some leaves longer and some leaves shorter with layers. Even three of them, you do not want the same length. Try to do minimum, and if you can do correct, you are the best. Well, I'm very glad to see you did a wonderful job already there. And can you see the dots of the center here for the calligraphy stroke? Can you see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So it's not perfect as you thought in the painting. It's very calligraphy stroke, right? Very calligraphy stroke. Shows just like we write mountain thing, like the three dots connected together, shows connection and shows the tendency of the movement for the stroke orders, and not the rounded dot, calligraphy dot. Okay, connected, and but still 3 or 4 presses for the dot stroke. Okay, that's it. And for next class, we need to sign up again for next 4 class.
I just released the new class schedule.
Thank you, Henry.
Arts.
And any suggestions or any suggestions, let me know. And any questions you want to ask anytime in the classroom, you can write it, and yeah, or I can bring it, if the common question, I can bring it to the class.
Okay, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll have to end the class now. We have another class starting soon.
Henry has their Zoom class.
Yes. Right.
Will we check out this class before going to the other class?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
have to log you out, and then you use another link, a different link.
What is the other class, Henry?
It's on flowers.
Oh, I didn't see that. Shoot.
Yeah, it's a small circle class. Somebody signed up for my landscape class. I released it because there's only limited seat. Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
On YouTube. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Victoria.
Bye-bye, Victoria. See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Nice to have you in my
Bye-bye.
class.
See
I'm
you
happy.
soon.